Okay, so let's see what Google has to say about lasting longer in bed, or ChatGPT, pick your poison. Stop method. Brilliant. I bet she's gonna love that. Press the midpoint between your anus and your scrotum to block the fluids. Yeah, that's not right. That. Breath control. Okay, there is hope. Wear a thick condom. Or just don't have sex, I guess. Masturbate 2 hours before. Okay, fuck it. So here's what I heard: disconnection, distraction, and disassociation. And none of these three have anything to do with what sex is supposed to be. And here's the problem: you cannot control what you're not connected to. And because of that, I don't even like to use the word ejaculation control, because it's more about connection than it is about control. Sex is all about connection, and so is the solution to premature ejaculation. And to understand this, we'll have to look a bit more deeply. And I'm gonna share with you 8 weird signs, perhaps, that will reveal the root cause of premature ejaculation and what to do about it without leaving your wife hanging. That's important. And let's see if you can spot a pattern, because separately these 8 signs may seem unrelated, but seen together, something should click for you. So let's start with the most unusual one. Okay, so number 1, you are skinny and you don't have muscle mass. Not once have I ever had someone come to me with PE that was fat. No offense. But first I thought it was a coincidence, but it turned out to be a pattern. And it wasn't until I learned about Ayurveda that I understood why this was the case. Because each person has a different body composition based on the 4 elements: earth, water, air, and fire, right? Meaning that, for example, somebody who is very earthy will most likely have a tendency, at least, to be fat and accumulate energy, versus somebody who is airy will have a hard time containing energy. So he won't be accumulating fat, but he also will have a challenging time retaining his sexual energy and not leaking his sexual energy. I guess scientifically speaking, we're basically talking about being an ectomorph, right? And so what this airy person has to do is find ways to compensate for that through, for example, lifting heavy and eating grounding heavy foods that ground this person, that balances the air element, meaning protein and healthy fats. So muscle mass builds the body, but it also helps to buffer the nervous system, which makes it less reactive, which is important in dealing with PE. Which brings us to the second point, which is, well, you're not working out. The benefit of working out is not only building mass, but it also strengthens the vagal tone, and therefore it helps to regulate your nervous system, especially strength training, and even more so calisthenics, because all of your body is involved and your nervous system is more engaged doing calisthenics, not cardio. And the way it works is that the vagus nerve essentially regulates your state between being in fight or flight or rest and digest. And so if the vagus nerve is weak, you're likely going to be in a constant fight or flight state, which triggers ejaculation. And long story short, if you don't have physical stamina, you probably also won't have sexual stamina. Still, no amount of muscle mass can fix bad sleep, and that's our third point. Staying up late. So 70% of your testosterone is produced while you sleep. So bad sleep means low testosterone, and low testosterone means high cortisol, which once again puts you in your fight or flight state. And so the body is going to prioritize survival over sexual performance. So we have a circadian imbalance, which leads to hormonal imbalance, which leads to sexual dysfunction. And so the solution is very simple. going bed before 10, no screens 1 hour before bed, and having somewhat of a healthy routine, because the nervous system likes predictability. Not the most sexy solution, but bad sleep means bad sex, which isn't very sexy either. Number 4, drinking lots of stimulants, coffee, pre-workout, energy drinks. And you can probably guess why by now, right? Because it puts you in your fight or flight nervous system, which is going to trigger ejaculation.
Fuck!
A burned out nervous system is going to constantly try to artificially prop up itself, which is going to deplete it even more, which is going to put you in a vicious cycle. And so the solution is very simple, obviously. So cutting out caffeine and start drinking matcha. No, I'm just kidding. No, but we do want to find ways to actually fix the root cause of the depletion, which is most likely diet or sleep or a combination of the two. I used to be guilty of all 4 of these because I didn't understand the deeper mechanics. And so I just kept trying harder, trying to control my sexual energy. But the thing is, the more you try to control, the more contraction you create in your body. And the more contraction there is in your body, the less space there is inside of your body, the less inner space there is for holding and retaining your sexual energy. However, being able to contain your sexual energy isn't still quite enough. So there is still something missing, and that brings us to number 5. Poor posture and stiff movements. If our energy cannot properly circulate through the body, it's going to find a way out, aka ejaculation. So circulation isn't possible in a collapsed state because the energy gets stuck, meaning shoulders forward, chest caved in, and a tense pelvic floor. And so the solution again is very simple: stretching, osteopathy, and of course fixing your posture, but also things like dancing, because dancing, because of the irregular movements, it's going to help you free up potentially stuck energy and bring things back into circulation. And so the first 4 had everything to do with energy containment. The 5th one was about energy circulation. And the 6th one is going to be a bit of a combination of the two, which is being fidgety. Fidgety meaning talking too fast, not being able to hold eye contact, bouncing leg, and etc. And so all of these are signs of a nervous system that is in hyperarousal. And so any extra additional stimulation is going to just push it over the edge, such as sexual arousal, right? And so having sex with a maxed out nervous system is going to make you ejaculate because it wants to regulate the pressure inside of your body. And so what you want to do is find ways to create more inner space and to regulate your nervous system through things like breath work, nature walks, meditation. Now, you would think that a nervous system that is maxed out is going to naturally look for activities that are self-regulating, right? But it doesn't, because constant overstimulation is going to leave the nervous system depleted of dopamine, which makes it constantly seeking for more dopamine, which brings us to number 7. Being addicted to cheap dopamine, porn, gaming, and of course our phone, right? And dopamine dysregulation makes it impossible to stay present during sex because you've essentially trained your brain to chase quick hits of dopamine, to chase instant gratification and novelty. And here's the thing: attraction is built by being able to hold the intensity of intimacy. And so if your nervous system cannot handle that, your energy is going to find the easiest way out, the path of least resistance, which is going to be ejaculation. And without this build-up, sex is going to be very anticlimactic. And so the solution is doing a dopamine detox, deleting all the apps, semen retention, and other things, right? But now, I'm not a huge fan of masturbation. I'll do a video on that soon. But if you can use masturbation to train your nervous system to come soon, you can also use masturbation to help it do the opposite, right? Okay, so far we've said that we need two things, right? One is the ability to contain our sexual energy, and number two is the ability to circulate that energy. But there's still something missing, something that is easily overlooked, and that is direction. Without direction, energy remains scattered, and we cannot control scattered energy. And that brings us to number 8, which is the final sign: being indecisive, having no purpose, no mission, no vision whatsoever. Because if your energy is not properly directed, it's just going to choose the path of least resistance, which is most likely out. And so this requires mastery. And that brings us back to what I said in the beginning, is that I didn't like the word ejaculation control, because a better word would be ejaculation command, because command is the balance between control and surrender. Not enough control will make energy go all over the place. Too much control will make it go stagnant. And so once again, the key goes back to more connection, not less, because we cannot control what we're not connected to. So to recap, ejaculation control is about 3 things. Number 1, being able to contain your sexual energy by creating more inner space for it. Number 2, it's about being able to circulate your sexual energy through inner alignment. And number 3, it's about being able to direct your sexual energy. And I'm not even necessarily talking about practices to direct it on the inside. I'm talking about having direction on the outside in your life. Outside of the bedroom and inside of the bedroom. For example, are you in your masculine frame? Are you leading the interaction? If you can lead the interaction, if you're in command of the interaction, you're probably also going to be in command of your body at the same time. So all of this is possible, once again, by connecting more, not less. And so what I'm basically saying is, yes, you can have your cake and eat it too. You don't have to sacrifice your pleasure for her pleasure. But this will probably take some time, because we are talking about a lifestyle change, not so much about a quick fix. And a lifestyle change is not only about changing your behavior, it's also about changing your identity. And that is something that I talk about in the free training that I've just upgraded. It's so much better. It's called How to Embrace Your Desire Without Being Governed by It. And you can find the link for this in the description. Also, if you need extra help with any of these things, give me a call. There's also a link for that. And this video is going to be the last one recorded in the bamboo forest, which has been in Colombia. I've been in Colombia for about 4 months, and it's time to go back to Europe. So let's see where the next location is going to be. I don't tend to stay in Europe usually for long periods of time. So let's see what's next. But in any case, I do plan to make a video as usual next week. So I'll see you then.